Well, not necessarily 6 months, but if I were a member of the MPC at the meeting of Monday and Tuesday, okay, I would have voted to hold the rates. And that's because, just as you rightly pointed out, in February, the rates were raised, MPR was raised to an unprecedented level of 22.75. Okay, from 18.75 by 400 basis points. By 400 unprecedented.
Basis points. Yes.
And MPC didn't just stop at that. MPC also increased the cash reserve requirement. Okay, also widened the asymmetric corridor, +1 -7. Okay, it used to be +1 -3. But what have they done now? They have also reversed that, brought back that corridor to +1, -3. So having done that, of course, reflecting on what happened in February, one would tend to understand why they did that in February, even though at some point I also thought it was, high. MPC didn't meet in September last year, they didn't meet in November. So in order to play catch up, they needed to make that bold move, all right? But having made that bold move in February, and considering that it's just a few days after that first move, so my expectation was that, they would at least observe the impact of that, on the economy before adjusting these rates once again. They have another meeting in May. So May would have been, a good opportunity to, by that time, the lag effect, one would have seen the impact, for a review, not coming, too close. Because if you look at it cumulatively now, MPC has increased MPR by 600 basis points just in 1 month. Okay, they retained the cash reserve requirement for commercial banks.
Is it 1 month or 2 months?
Yes, they did that in February now.
Okay,
and this is just
March.
Yeah, this is March.
Okay,
yes,
that's early February actually.
No, late February 20, usually 24, 25, about the same time.
The 6 weeks.
Yes, interval. So you now find that the cash reserve requirement for commercial banks, 45 retained, but they also adjusted that of the merchant banks. The merchant banks CRR was 10%. That increased it to 14%. Okay, and then you see all of that. Ultimately, okay, the whole idea is to constrain credit. Now, I also see let me also say this. Inflation, yes, I agree, is inimical to growth. I also see the point from where central bank is coming. They say, for example, that inflation has remained stubborn, elevated. That's 1.7%. They also say that it's also look at the exchange rates. Okay, high the money supply, volume of money in the circulation is also affecting exchange. So you're looking at inflation, you're looking at exchange rate, and they're also looking at the real interest rate in the economy. They say it's still negative, so they want to put it in such a way that it will attract investors. Okay, but that is one consideration. I'm saying another consideration should also be, when you do all that, you should also have regard to its impact on economic activities generally, because this is one economy. Ultimately, okay, you are after macroeconomic stability. And what are those macroeconomic goals? It's not just low and stable inflation, but you're also talking about sustainable, inclusive growth. So if you're making a policy that will hurt growth, okay, so I don't think that is that's too ideal. So my expectation, as I said, would have been to hold, and it's not as if I'm against tightening. Okay, I'm not against tightening monetary policy at this time, given the volume of money out there, the ways and means, that are still out. Okay, I'm not against tightening. What I'm promoting, or what I'm recommending or suggesting, is that if you must tighten, okay, you must approach it in a measured way, okay, possibly in an incremental fashion that does not ultimately distort, economic activity.